I have a harder time breaking autopilot because I have a harder time applying the same level of intensity that a younger person could, because I have so many other things in a day-to-day basis that I'm thinking and putting pressure and putting emphasis on, that when it comes time to play Overwatch, I just don't have the same intensity that I need to bring to the game. Well, here's the interesting thing. So I'm gonna whip out a stereotype here. Let me know if it fits or if it doesn't. I think one of the interesting things with age, especially with a lot of the players that I've coached, is that people often consider age to be like, oh, my reaction speed slows down, my mechanics get worse. But that's not really the case from what I've seen. What I've actually seen more often than not is that older players are more experienced and more intelligent about the game and usually have a better grasp of like how things should go, and like are a bit more aware of their own mistakes. You kind of see what I'm saying? Than younger players. Yep. But one thing that I have noticed with a lot of older players, and this I now fall into this category as well, is that I have a harder time breaking autopilot because I have a harder time applying the same level of intensity that a younger person could, because I have so many other things in a day-to-day basis that I'm thinking and putting pressure and putting emphasis on, that when it comes time to play Overwatch, I just don't have the same intensity that I need to bring to the game.
Yeah, that's probably an understatement.
Yeah. And so it's not that I couldn't put intensity, it's just that I'm applying intensity. Look at what I'm doing right now. I mean, you could probably guess what I'm applying intensity to, and I could probably guess what you're applying intensity to, being a father and working and even things like last night, you had social obligations, and so when it comes time to Overwatch, it's just time to relax and have fun. So here's what I would we'll talk more about this, I think, as we go along. But I think for you, I think we can look at this in two ways, and both can be true at the same time. I think it's going to be about the nuance, where it's a matter of being more comfortable with just enjoying the game for what it is, and maybe finding a low-hanging fruit with something to think about. Maybe you can play with a little bit more intensity in your first couple of games and then lay off afterwards. I think it's going to be about where can I apply some form of intensity without wearing myself out when I'm already worn out? Mm-hmm. And also, is there a low-hanging fruit of things that I can think about that even if I autopilot a little bit, I could still practice that to a reasonable degree? Because
I think I indicated that in the form.
Okay, perfect.
Basically, low-hanging fruit that I am looking for.
Perfect. Because you're just not going to be an Overwatch League player, because an Overwatch League player is going to get up and they've got nothing else to think about for the rest of the day but playing the game with as much intensity as they possibly can. You have so much more than that to think about. Especially being a grown man with grown responsibilities, is that the tapering is a natural recourse of just being flat out tired and just wanting to rest and relax, right? So what I would recommend is going in and being the first 3, 4, 5 games, even if you can make it that long. Let's say the first hour and a half of your play, even up to 2 hours, I want as much intensity. No BAP, no Zarya, no flex Q. If you're playing Ashe, if you're playing Sombra, if you're playing Tracer, that's fine, but I don't want you playing 4 heroes. I want 2 or 3. You're just grinding those heroes with the goals that I give you off of, at least for Ashe, right? That's it. After that, especially when you judge your level of energy and maybe you've got friends coming online and you're feeling kind of tired, then that becomes a line you draw in the sand. That's it. I'm done. Mm-hmm. We're just playing for fun now. You queue quick play. You can queue off roll, whatever you want to do. You kind of see what I'm saying? But I need that to be very consciously segregated, because I don't want this dancing in between. You need to tell your brain exactly what you expect from it and exactly what it is time for, and then do that. You know what I'm saying? Either you are training or you're playing for fun. Obviously, training should be and can be quite fun, but I don't want this gray area. Do you know what I'm saying? Where maybe you cash in a flex Q, maybe you play a little bit of Ashe, maybe you're like, I'm kind of tired, let me just play a little. No. Either you're training or you're not. That's all. It's as simple as that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go 100% or don't bother.
Right, or as close to 100% as you can, right? Even if that's 90%. You could still learn with 90%. You could still improve and train at 90%. But it has to be 90%, not 66% and then 70%, and then, I need to do better, 75%, and the next game you're back to 54%. We need to be very clear about what your expectations are. And that might vary day to day too, right? The level of sleep that you've got, how motivated you're feeling it, whether you're just feeling it in the moment, that can vary day to day, and I would recommend paying very, very close attention to that.